4 years ago, I started this series called Tips for Car Guys. It's a bit evident that I've got better at commentating since then. Here's a clip of me and my old Tips for Car Guys
character. So if you've got Trevor,
super boring. So the aim of today's video is to give you guys some helpful tips, very helpful tips. I have explained some of these in previous videos, but I still get comments on people asking me how I did a certain thing. And in this video, I'm going to explain it. This one has to be one of my more favorite tips, and it's how to remove your bumper from your car. You may already know how to do this because you've seen it once before, probably on my channel. I've not seen it anywhere else online, but it's also very basic. You do need a friend though. So in the car of your choice, of course it has to be your own, because in this you do need to go into LS Customs. Just shoot your bumper, your front bumper or your back bumper, or if you're in a Jeep or something, the crash bars. Just keep crashing until your bumper falls off. Once your bumper has fell off and that's the only bumper you want to take off, then tell your friend to get in your vehicle. Once your friend's in your vehicle, go into LSC, repair your car, and then when you come out, make sure your friend's still sat in your vehicle whilst you do this. Aim at your front bumper. Sometimes the bumper just falls off, but most times you do have to shoot the front bumper and then it will just drop off like that. And the rest of your car will have zero damage unless you missed shooting the bumper, which is very hard to do. But yeah, your bumper will just fall off. Your friend may not see it fall off straight away, or when he drives away and comes back, he will see it off as well. And yeah, I really like to do this on my Messer because when I take the bars off, it actually gives the Messer more clearance because the bars are not dangling down and the tow hook. So it actually makes it easier for me to drive over things. You might have seen me do this in car meets and people in the comment section always ask how. It's way too detailed to write down in text. So here's the explanation. First of all, you're going to want a truck that you can sit in the back of. A truck like the Squaddy, you might already have it, or the Bison, which is really cheap, 16,000. And it's one of the few cars which you can still buy off the website. So what you want to do is make sure you have a friend for this. Someone has to be sitting in the driver's seat of your car because you need to be sitting in the back, which is a passenger seat. Now, once you're sat in the back, you want to go into an interaction menu and scroll over the action button. You want to find an action. You want to hover over the action, and then you want to press X and triangle. So that's A and then Y on Xbox. And then you should see your character walk out, and then he will hover. It might take you a few tries to actually get it right, and you'll see your character just start hovering like this. Now, how do you move around? You just hold whatever your aim button is, so L2 on PS4, LT on Xbox, and you can move whilst you're holding the aiming button. And then when you let go of the aiming button, you'll start standing up again. If you get too far away from people, you can just start punching to get closer to them and then do the aim button again. It's really cool and it's going to trip a lot of your friends out. Make sure that your aim priority is on everyone, and to undo it, you just do an emote again. Right, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like this one's cheating the system. It is cheating the system, but you can actually get the first option. So if I want rally throwbacks, I can get that for free. So every wheel category, I can get the second option for free. And yeah, it's quite limited because you've only can get the second option, but you get it for free, so it might come useful for you. I definitely like the rally throwback. I will be using this quite a lot. So if we just go to any wheel, say we want the retro steelies, we go on street wheels, and you just want to select, so it's already selected on stock wheels. Make sure your car has stock wheels before you go into LSE. You just press X on stock wheels. It's that simple. And now if I back out, I've got the retro steelies, and you'd realize that I didn't even have to pay for it. Now you'll realize if I go to track wheels and I select stock wheels again, it won't work now. It'll say, sorry, the wheel's already fitted. I go back to street wheels. I'll just go back, mess around a bit with the free options, then go to track wheels and then select stock wheels. It works. I got the rally throwbacks for free, a 35k option. I can go to tuner wheels, and then now it should do that as well. It's so weird. Don't ask me how this works or why this works, but yeah, it does. It's just something that happens in the game, Rockstar. I don't know. I didn't do this. You guys did this. I'm just showing everyone. Now, how to drive your car into the back of a cargo plane and then transport it wherever you want. So it's basically like a cargo bob, but way cooler. You'd think it'd be straightforward and you can just drive it in, but that's not the case. The first thing you need is a bambushka. And I'm not gonna lie, the bambushka's not that cheap. So maybe your friend might have one. Maybe you might already have one. Hopefully you do. But it's not just as simple as opening the back and then just driving your car in. First of all, you're going to make sure you have no thrust options. You have no weapon options. And I think that's it. But just to be safe, I go with like no countermeasures, no armor. I don't use this for anything anyway. But you're going to want to have no options on it. Because if you do have options, if you try entering into the back, it'll just be like a wall. It won't work. Now, I am doing this by myself, so the Bambushka is my personal vehicle. I could have used a Pegasus vehicle, can get a car from the street, but I'm using the Vinewood Car Club car, which I requested. Now, if I go in vehicles in the interaction menu, and then I go on vehicle doors, if I go on cargo ramp, it should open up the cargo ramp, which is pretty cool. It's actually got a name for the cargo ramp. Now I can just drive in, or as I like to do, I like to reverse in. Just because you can see the front of your car, it looks nice. And now just close the door. And yeah, I know it's pretty weird if you've never done this before, but yeah, you can now fly with the car in the back. I would recommend not doing any like steep incline or elevation, and the opposite of elevation, going down as well, or any sharp turns. Funny thing is, you can either land and drop your car off, or I can open up the cargo ramp whilst I'm flying. But if you have a friend in there, he can just drive off. Or as I said not to do, you can just do an elevation and the car will probably fall out like that. So you could drop your car off. Probably not the best way to do it. Yeah, I think it's really cool and it's really fun to show up to your friends like that. Another very old one. I mean, they're all pretty old, but people still don't know how to do them. So this one is how to keep your wheel turned while your car's parked up. So this is good for pictures. This is good for just parking your car with the wheel turned. Not that important, but you seem to use it a lot more than you think. Right, okay. So what you're going to want to do is hold X or A on Xbox. Now, some people have changed their button binding. So whatever makes you duck down in the car, just like this, press that button or hold that button, sorry. So you want to hold it. And now you will also want to hold whatever your handbrake button is. So make sure you've got both of them held down. And the third one you want to keep held down is acceleration. Now you've got all three buttons held down. And now you want to turn your wheel like halfway. So make sure you turn left or right. Remember, whatever angle you turn it, it will be opposite lock. So if I'm turning left now, when I get out, it will be right. It'll make sense once I'm done. So I've still got all those three buttons held down. Handbrake, the duck button, X or A, and full acceleration. And I'm half turned. And now once you've done that for like 5 seconds, and then now's the hard part where I've got all those buttons being used and I want to press triangle at the same time. So I have to press 5 buttons together. Now you want to make sure you got them all held down and then press triangle, and then your character should get out of the car, and you can let go of all those buttons as soon as the animation of your character is getting out the car, and now your car should stay like this. So this 2-tone pearlescent, 3-tone, it's multicolored to be honest. There's one pearlescent which actually has every color of the rainbow. Now how do you do it? First of all, you're going to want to go to chameleon paints. Now a lot of people don't have all the chameleon paints, and yeah, sorry, this is for current gen consoles. Now you're going to want to pick a chameleon paint that is a 2-tone pearlescent. Now this is very hard to see, but as you can see, this color here, I think it's only orange pearlescent. It's mostly yellow with an orange pearlescent. This is purple, but only with a purple pearlescent. Now this one here, it's a bit of a bluey green pearlescent. It's not a normal pearlescent, but I'm going to go a bit over the top and go with this color, which is clearly multiple pearlescents. Now once you've selected your paint, which cost me 75,000, once you've got it, just then equipped crew color. And of course, you're going to have to be in a crew which has probably a nice color, or change it yourself. And now we have a car which has a multicolored pearlescent on it. It's very hard to see inside LSC, but when you get out, you will definitely see it. So now I'm outside and it's a lot more visible, and even more visible if you get out in the sun. And this doesn't look too bad with this color paint. And yeah, you can really mess this up. You can get some ugly looking colors. Yeah, messing with these pearlescents are pretty cool because it's not too much. If it's too much, it'll start looking like a chameleon color. But then, yeah, now it just looks like a pearlescent. And then the more darker your color is, the more obvious the pearlescent is. I've gone with a pretty light color. If you go for black as a crew color, then it will be very obvious, like my FMJ. Let me know if you want me to carry on this series. Again, a lot of things are repeated, so I'm not sure if you guys will want to see more or not. Let me know if you do. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day, and see you in the next one.